So children, let us now continue with phylum Nematoda. These are also commonly called as what? Roundworms. As the name itself indicates, they are cylindrical in structure, okay, long tubular cylindrical in structure, but with an unsegmented body, unlike tapeworms. Okay, so symmetry, they also have a bilateral symmetry. Of course, three germ layers, triploblastic, pseudo coelomates. Okay, so what are they? They are pseudo coelomates, and these are exclusively endoparasites. That is, they are dependent upon the host body, and that is why they cause many of the infections in humans as well as animals. Okay, the very common infection which is caused by these nematodes is the filariasis, wherein the limbs, maybe the legs or the arms, are going to swell up due to accumulation of lymph in the lymph nodes. Okay, children. Then coming to their organization, they have a tissue level of organization, whereas digestive system now shows a mouth and a anus. Their sexuality, they are unisexual and they show sexual dimorphism. That is, a male and a female can be differentiated. If you can see here, this is the female worm, roundworm, and this is the male roundworm, which is short and stout, and these are the long and thin are the female ones. Okay, and then the mode of reproduction is what? A sexual mode of reproduction. The next phylum is Annelida. The name itself says anneli, that means rings. So if you see the figure, children, this is the figure of an earthworm. Yes, it's an example of phylum Annelida. Now if you see the earthworm, it will have fine lines on its body surface. So that is why annuli, which are called as rings or segmented. So these annelids have a cylindrical segmented body. Okay, children, and these are the first coelomates, in the sense they have a true body cavity. So from here onwards, from final phylum Annelida onwards, all the animals are true coelomates. Okay, then they are triploblastic, bilaterally symmetric. Okay, and their habitat, coming to their habitat, they are mostly aquatic, found in damp or moist places. Most of them are free living. Very few are ectoparasites. If you see this, what is this? This is leech, the blood sucker. Okay, so which feeds on the blood of the animals. Okay, then coming to their organization level, here we see a organ system level of organization. That means they have well developed organ system, including digestive system, circulatory system, nervous system, and excretory system. Now if you see this body of an earthworm, you are able to see two ends. Now this is called as an anterior end, which has a mouth, and a posterior end, which will have an anus. So that means the digestive system is complete. Okay, children. Then coming to this part over here, if you see, children, this will be very thickened. If you have seen a live earthworm, you will see that there is a very dark spot on its body. Now this is called as what? A clitellum, and it will be it will be towards the anterior part. Okay, so that's how we can distinguish the anterior and the posterior portion of a earthworm. Now this clitellum has an important role to play during reproduction. So coming to their sexuality, they are bisexual. That means hermaphrodites. They do not have separate sexes. Both the gametes are present within the same individual. Then reproduction is, of course, what? A sexual mode of reproduction. Coming to their mode of respiration, they have a moist skin. If you have seen, it is very slimy to touch, and hence they respire by the skin. Okay. Now next phylum, Arthropoda, the largest animal phyla. Okay, now this which contains the largest number of animals. If you have seen, children, around yours, in your neighborhood, in your household, the insects occupy predominantly a large space. Maybe the pest. Okay, all these belong to phylum Arthropoda. Coming to the name ortho means jointed, poda means legs or appendages. All these animals are characterized by their unique jointed legs. If you see here children, the spiders, the beetles, okay, the bugs all have jointed feet. So the common characteristic feature of all the arthropods is what? Having jointed feet. So the crabs, the lobsters, they all belong to this particular phyla. Okay, then coming on to other features where they are found. They are found almost everywhere, right from water, damp and moist places to even dry and dark places. Then how is they also have segmentation. If you see your children, there are fine lines on their body surface, and they have an exoskeleton. If you have seen a cockroach, okay, or a crab, they have a hard structure, a chitinous structure. So they have an exoskeleton. Then body is segmented. Then they have, the body is divided into two parts, the head and the thorax. Okay, head, thorax, and of course even abdomen. And then they respire by gills, trachea, or book lungs. Their circulatory system is open. That means unlike earthworm where blood flows in blood vessels, here blood flows freely in the body space. That is why the body cavity is called as hemocoel. Okay, then and many of them locomote through wings or through their jointed appendages. So coming to the next phyla, that is mollusca, the largest phyla in the second largest phyla in the animal kingdom after arthropoda. So the name itself says soft bodied. So all these, if you see, you all must be familiar with this. When you happen to go to beaches, you see numerous shells, isn't it? So these all belong to what? Mollusca. So they have a soft body which is enclosed in a very hard calcareous structure which are called as mantle or the shell, okay, which is also called as mantle or shell. Fine. Then they are unsegmented, bilateral symmetry, have a muscular foot for locomotion, respire through gills, and they have kidney-like structures for excretion. They have a complete digestive system, so organ level of organization, open circulatory system, that is blood flows freely, and then they are unisexuals. Okay. So coming to the next and the last phyla under subkingdom invertebrata is phylum Echinodermata. Echino, spiny, derma, skin. So spiny skinned animals. So the very familiar animal of this group is, of this phyla, is starfish. Okay children, so if you see, all the starfishes have these arms. Now these arms are called as tube feet. Preferably they will be 5 arms, but not necessarily. So these are called as what children? Tube feet. Now this tube feet will have vein opening at the ends through which water flows into the body. So that's why they have a water driven tube system. So these are like channels. So now these water driven tube system helps not only in exchange of materials but also helps in locomotion. Fine. Then coming to other features, as I told, the spiny skin, that means they have an exoskeleton made up of calcareous material. Then coming to habitat, they are exclusively marine. Okay, marine, free living, radially symmetry, can be divided from any angle into many planes. Then triploblastic with a true body cavity. Then they have a mouth on the top and the anus at the bottom in the center. Then open circulatory system. They reproduce asexually as well as sexually. Sexually by gamete formation, asexually by regeneration. Okay children, and some of the examples, sea cucumber, okay, the brittle star, starfish, okay, and then sea urchins, they all belong to phylum Echinodermata. So this is under subkingdom invertebrata. Okay children. So next session we'll talk about phylum Vertebrata.